Good day, my loves. Good day, good day, good day. Lucky said good day too, but he's about to make his great escape. Actually, he's already been outside. How are we doing today? I hope you are well. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. I appreciate you so much. That just lets me know that I am not alone. And if you are on a spiritual journey, you at times feel like you are so alone, but you're not. You're not. And the most painful part of this journey for me is letting go of people that are not along the journey with me. That really is. And maybe God knew that. He had to. She had to. They had to. Even my ancestors. I am, of course, blood of their blood and flesh of their flesh. My honorable ancestors, right? And my baby ain't jumped out the window yet, so I'm about to put the phone down. In hopes he does not mess with it, right? How we doing, y'all? If no one has told you today, guess what? I love you. I love you. I love you. We don't get that told enough. I don't get it told ever. I always say it, but I don't get it told. I haven't had a hug. I hug my cat. That's how I get a hug. But this video is just about compassion because I am having to give myself that when we are uncomfortable, we want to move out of that uncomfortable space as quick as fast as we can. But that is not the true spiritual way. The true spiritual way is sitting with that feeling, dissecting it, and figuring out why that feeling makes you feel the way you do. Easier said than done. Trust me, I know. And so it's like I'm still healing, right? And it's annoying. Like, can I be honest? Can I be honest? And just like laugh at myself. I'm gonna say how I feel, okay? Now understand, and understand that I do have a higher perspective. I do, because I understand what it's doing. I understand where I'm going, okay? And I understand that there's a bigger picture, and I am just a part of the picture, right? Just like you are. This tea is so good, y'all. This is one of my favorites. And what time is it? It's 8:29 on Saturday morning, March the 26th. Top of the day to you, my loves. I hope you are well. I send you peace of mind, and healing for your heart. Oh, I wish healing upon you. I do. I do. Just like I wish it upon myself. I do. I do. I want you to have compassion for yourself, though. It's easier to give it outward, but it's so hard. I didn't think it would be, but I am finding it difficult to do it for myself, to give compassion to thyself. Why is it difficult? That's who compassion should be given to first. It's thyself. The way God gives compassion to us. So why is it so difficult to have compassion for ourselves? And I'll give you an example, a personalized example, because I'm dealing with it right now. Like, there's 300 some videos, and it's not even in detail, y'all. Like, I have only scratched the surface about my story because I'm still healing. So parts of it is still raw, you know? And so I haven't gone deep into much of anything. I've just really just because I am healing, but I was called to share my story, even though as uncomfortable as it is, because I am still healing, right? And I have to constantly remind myself of that when I have these expectations of myself that are really unrealistic if I were to place my circumstances on the outside of me and attach them to another body, to another avatar. And how would I react if someone came to me and told me what they went through and it was what I have gone through, right? And so that's how sometimes I have to step outside of myself to see myself as a human being, a person who's healing from very traumatic experiences, not just, running the mill like death in the family, or to me, that's running the mill. Why? Because everybody's gonna die, okay? And if you would have talked to me 3 years ago, I wouldn't have had this perspective, but I do. I was afraid of death for a long time. Why? Obvious reasons, if you've watched any of my videos. So, I am still healing. However, I feel like I should already be healed, right? That's unrealistic. It's so unrealistic. It's so unrealistic. It really is unrealistic for me to even think that way, especially growing up when I used to be like, one of the things I used to follow, which, I don't follow it no more, but was that, well, it's still a rule of thumb for me though. I don't follow it, but it's still a rule of thumb that however long you've dated someone, when you're out there dating and you're not married, however long you dated someone, it's going to take half that time for you to get over them. So if you dated someone for 3 years, then it's going to take you 1.5 years to like fully get over them. Like, seriously. It really is. The emotional connection to be over it. The physical part is easy. The physical part is easy. It's the emotional connection. When people be like, "Oh, I don't think I don't feel for him no more," blah, blah, blah. But if you think about him, you're still connected. If you wonder about him, you're still connected. If you look them up, you're still connected. And I am accepting that myself. The moment I don't look someone up, the moment I don't think about them, I'll know that I'm not connected. And so, that being said, I'm still healing. So why? Why do I think and feel that I should be over it by now? Because it's uncomfortable for me. That's why. That's why. But listen, and then I yeah, if y'all could see and hear what going on inside my head, because and now if I go by what I went through and what I said about however long, you've been with someone, it take half that time for you to get over it. And I'm like, okay, well, I've been with my family forever. And I'm like, in my 40s. And so it's like, Lord, are you telling me that I got to take 20 years to get over this? Like, I don't want to take 20 years. But then I'm like, I would take 20 years. But God don't have to take 20 years. I could have an epiphany. I could have an understanding. A dam could break. And it wouldn't be me, per se. That is what I call miracles. That is what I call divine intervention. And y'all know, as long as I've been sitting here, how long I've been trying to get him out of here, what I'm trying to figure out how to get him out of here. For the first parts, it was like really genuinely trying to figure out the money situation. But that's what this matrix leads us to believe is the most important, which is money, and it's not. Your spirit, your soul is connected. And the moment you go against yourself, all hell can break loose in your life. But I say all that to say is to have compassion for yourself. I'm smiling because this message is not for y'all. It is for y'all, but it is really for me because I'm talking myself down off of a ledge, really. Emotional one, not no physical one. Like, I'm not trying to end things, but I really almost slip back into wishing and wanting to be away. But I know I need to stay. Because when it's time for me to go, I won't have to plot and plan. I'll have to plan, but I won't have to plot. Like, y'all know I've been trying to figure out without going back into the matrix because it's falling anyway. How can I sustain myself? But I realize that will come once I feel whole. Remember, I kept saying, I don't feel like I be wanting to do something. I do. But I don't feel like it's time. I kept saying that in my other videos that I just posted in these series. And then as I was scrolling YouTube the other day, yesterday, I came across this video and in it said, and I'm going to paraphrase because I didn't watch the video, I just saw the title. And it was like, don't move until you feel wholesome, or something to that effect. And it hit it right on the head. It was like, right, that's what I want to feel, and I don't feel that yet. And listen, I don't know if I've ever felt that. I mean, trauma from the day I was in the womb. Seriously. Trauma coming out the womb. My mama had toxemia with me. I got sick directly after being born. My mama sent me to my grandmama's house, my paternal grandmother. So trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma. So why? And then not to mention the trauma I lived through and I remember, you know? And then not to mention you know, sprinkle a little black magic. Energy manipulation, slavery, gaslighting, and then it's like, what the, right? Crazy. I didn't say my father's murder was a what the. I didn't say all the trials and tribulations I went through was a what the. I didn't say that. I said that with the black magic. Why? Because I did not even know it existed, y'all. I really didn't. And for those of you who are new to my channel, please know that it does exist. I said this in the beginning of my videos, and I haven't said it in a long time, but everything you have watched up until you watched my video is related to you in some sort of way. Every movie, every TV show, every commercial, everything. Everything. But and in most shows there's always a good versus evil, right? In most shows it's always a good versus evil. What side do you fall on? And your own behavior will tell you that. I am no judge and jury. That's up to God. But your own behavior will tell you what side you fall on. And that may be a hard pill for some to swallow. But I can look at my life and as I've operated as a person and know what side I fall on. But there's so much else going on besides black magic. But in order to even think about those things like that, it's like I have to feel whole. And that's what I was waiting on. That's what I'm waiting on, to feel whole, to feel complete, to feel healed. I keep saying healed, but really it's wholeness. And I'm not quite sure I know what that feels like if I have had experience in feeling that. If I had to, take an educated guess, I'd say no. I was not nurtured as a kid. I was raised on survival. And then you sprinkle in a little narcissistic parents. And crazy. Oh, so guess what? Like, anyhow, I'll save that for another time. I was about to tell a story, but I'll keep that later. Let's keep the focus on us, on you, to heal, to heal, to like to feel whole. And I don't know what that feels like, so I'm assuming that when I feel it, I'll know it because it will be strange, and I'm expecting it to be euphoria. Like, I don't know what it feels like. Do any of us know what it feels like? Do you guys know what feeling whole feels like? I hate when I wrinkle my forehead. It's gonna be permanent because it'd be like, what? Y'all, when y'all have y'all spiritual awakening, if y'all are on it, I know y'all having the moments. If y'all resonate with this channel, y'all like, what? 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 You got to be effing kidding me. This is a light moment for me because for the past few days I have been like fighting, I wouldn't say depression, but I've been fighting going down that road where it's like, because think about it. My mind, okay, so the thought would be like, I'm annoyed. And mainly when I get annoyed, and I'm just going to be honest, I'm just going to be so honest. I get annoyed with my circumstance when I am unable to buy the things that I need. Not even just desire or want, just the things that I need. When I'm unable to do that for myself. And me as a person, my entire life, when I've seen someone unable to do that themselves, I willingly, without them asking, without them having, because to me, it's like when people want you to ask, it's like they want you to humiliate yourself. They want you to feel some sort of way about having to ask, which in the beginning of my journey, I did because I never wanted to depend on anybody. I've always had that attitude, but God has to humiliate us, to humble us. That's the only way we can get into the mindset of unity. And I've always had that mindset, but I've always had my own, like, and sometimes you're not going to have your own. And there may come a point in time in the future where we really have to depend on each other for whatever is going on in the world. And I don't watch the news, but y'all watch the news and y'all see what is going on with all the... I'm not focused on that. I am focusing mainly on me healing spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally. I see what's going on, but I can't allow it to take my attention, and neither should you. They want you to be fearful. They want you to be scared. But the more you sit with yourself and the more in tune with yourself that you become, and the more you get to know the God within yourself and the God that watches over us, what is going on the outside will have no effect on you. Right before I deleted my Facebook and went dark on Instagram, I told people don't get the shot. This was when they was all coming out and no one I knew had gotten it yet. I don't know what it means. I just knew intuitively not to get it. And I wanted to share that with people. And then I had people asking me, well, why not? And why? Well, I didn't feel it was my place to explain. Because I don't think they were looking for reasons on, or they were skeptic themselves. I think they just wanted to know why, what I thought. And then when I didn't respond, they confirmed that because he was like, I already got it or whatever. I just really wanted to know what was your thoughts. Exactly. I'm not here to entertain, though. I'm not. So a lot of the time, I won't explain myself unless I deem it necessary, because sometimes the people who are asking for an explanation aren't spiritually where I'm at. And so it's like, why would I? And I'm learning that. Listen, that's a lesson I am learning, because I told everything, almost everything, but I told everything. So for the past couple of days, I was like, it was going back and forth. It's duality. It's me shedding the old skin and my ego trying to keep me safe, or what it appears to have me safe. But I know for a fact, emphatically, that I am not safe. I am safe wherever I am at because I am safe within myself. However, when I say safe, and you're talking about your surroundings, you're talking about people that make you feel safe, people that have your best interests at heart, people that support you. And I know I don't have that. It's exhibited even as of today. Like, just because I don't spend time on it like I used to in the other 300 some videos doesn't mean that it's not happening. It does. It's just my projection, my trajectory, my perception. All of that has changed. My trajectory has changed because I'm no longer focused over there. I'm focused within. And I'm becoming more inward as the days go by. And I just told y'all that I'm learning how weaning myself off of videos to a certain extent. I used to watch them all day, every day. I know I've watched thousands of videos. I know it. I know it. I'm sure I probably got over like 20,000 hours. I'm sure 20,000 hours. I probably hit over that, consuming information and piecing things together. But I've come to accept. I can't say in or over understand because I knew it a long time ago. But I've come to accept that the answers that I really want will come from no other being. It will come from me. Which involves what? Sitting still. I know y'all sick of that, but I'm sick of it too, which is part of the annoying part, because I want to go out. I want to be out. But I also know that it's not time. It really isn't. And I know that. So it's like when those thoughts come and those feelings come, it's like most times it's easy for me to retrain and reparent myself and go, and but these past 3 days it was a little bit rough. I made videos about it, but now I'm finally getting to why I was feeling that way. Is basically, this is like a wrap-up video, because I had the thought just now, like, it took me, listen y'all, so for the past 3 days I've called myself not watching videos and eating semi good and not eating comfort food. Comfort food for me are French fries. Anything fried is comfort food. And I made me some pizza rolls the other day, some homemade pizza rolls with some vegan wonton wraps. It was so good. I made my own spaghetti sauce. It was so good. I made my own marinara sauce. Let me say that, not spaghetti sauce. It was my own marinara, and it was so good. But I recognize that it's comfort food because I made pizza rolls in the beginning of my journey. It was one of the first things that I did. And I recognize my vegan comfort food, since I can no longer eat, like traditional macaroni and cheese and fried chicken and collard greens with a slice of tomato and some, whew. I can still eat the collard greens though. Anywho, I was being very difficult and hard on myself. And then I felt guilty. Like, is this the devil talking to me, trying to get me not to be hard on myself? Like, trying to trick me? Like, I'm telling y'all, listen. When you're coming out of confusion and you're coming out of separating your energy and your inner voice from those of outside of you, it's a very difficult process. I'm trying to see what it's like. What analogy or comparison that I have. I'll think about it because right now not one is coming to mind because this is like so. It was annoying for me. I'm gonna use that word because it was annoying because it's like I know there's a better purpose, and I am so grateful to be in like isolation and to be raptured and to be secure in my mind, even though I'm still, getting to know thyself. I am very grateful and I am humble because at the beginning I didn't think I was being protected. I felt like I was being punished. But I see differently now. I feel differently now. So when those feelings come up, it's like, how quickly can I turn it around? How quickly can I reparent myself and let myself know that those feelings are an illusion? You know better. So that's why you're doing better right now. And when the time comes, you will be, you will know. I was about to say set free, but that also makes it feels like I'm saying I'm in jail, and I'm not. I'm not in jail. But that's the feeling that was trying to come up this weekend or this week prior to the weekend. But for the past 3 days, I've really not watched videos. I've sat with myself and my own thoughts and just listened. And it's one of the most difficult things that you will ever have to do. It really is. Well, maybe not one of the most. Well, to me, it's one of the most difficult things I've had to do. Up until now, I don't know what the future gonna hold, okay? I really don't. But give yourself some time to heal. Don't try and rush it like I am, because it makes it harder for you. It makes it harder for us. It makes it harder for me. It makes it hard on us because we're trying to rush a process that we really have no control over to a certain extent. I mean, you have control over it. Like if I was just obedient and did everything that I'm being guided to do, like not smoking, but I'm still smoking. It would be easier for myself. However, I've never done anything easy. Up there and Tina Turner, rolling, rolling. You know the beginning part when she's talking. And that's just the way I'm made up. And I was fighting that too, but it's all for a divine purpose because this is how I am. Like, this is not something that I can really change because it's like I ask so many questions. And it's like until I feel comfortable, and that's not God's way. And so I gotta know and feel that God has some grace up there for me because I know I'm not trying to be hard headed and I'm not trying to be disobedient, but it's like, well, why? Like, I am the 2-year-old toddler that's like, well, why? 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 Which is why when I had kids around, I don't mind explaining to kids why. Because their brains are trying to work to make sense of it. And if I can help them make sense on what I'm telling them, then I do that. And so I kind of feel like that's the relationship I have with God, because and my ancestors, because I'm not, and I say this all the time, like, I'm not trying to be hard at, I'm not trying to be disobedient. I just want to understand, and overstand. And that's not always the way. That's not what faith is, right? I'm struggling with that right now because that's not what faith is. Because I'm being completely honest. This is 100% transparency. This is where I'm at right now. Like, I'm asking God why, and I'm still here. Lord have mercy. And I am asking for mercy, seriously. Because I don't want to be here, but it's like, it's a tug of war. I don't want to be sitting here. And I know I need to do certain things, but I'm asking why. And I'm asking for an explanation. And it's like, mum's the word. I guess, they say the teacher is always quiet during the test. So it's like, okay. So when I'm going to stop asking why, right? I don't know. It's embedded in me. I've asked why my entire life. And, you know, they say don't question God. I'm not so much as questioning God. I'm just wanting some understanding. Is that questioning God? Oh, semantics, right? Okay. But have compassion for yourself. You just sat here and listened to me for 30 minutes. I appreciate you so much. I pray you get something out of it. I really do. Some healing. I'm still healing. I don't know when I'll be healed. I don't even know what healed feels like. I do know what peace of mind feels like. And even though there's still some confusion on, I'm okay with that. And I don't know if confusion will always be 100,000% away. But I'm okay with there being some confusion because I'm not out there making mistakes based upon that confusion. I'm inside dealing with my confusion, talking it out, listening, reading, writing, and then understanding comes in certain aspects. So I'm okay with that. But these past 3 days, I was so annoyed with myself, and mainly because I couldn't buy what I wanted to buy. I couldn't get what I wanted to get, what I needed to get. I couldn't. And it's like, okay, what am I doing wrong? But maybe it's not what I'm doing wrong. I feel like, and I understand that God is changing my trajectory. And it's not to be focused on what the outside world can provide, the comforts of the outside world, which is really a pretty lie, right? The Matrix is a pretty lie. It's a pretty lie. They get you to focus on all the things on the outside of yourself, your clothes, your hair. Your hair is important, that's a whole other story. The things you drive, where you live, your education, all kinds of stuff on the outside of you. Your jewelry. If you have a spouse, if you have children. But nothing in this matrix guides you towards yourself, guides you inward. Nothing, not the school system,